Hello guys, welcome to Anime TMZ Talks. In this video, we are going to talk about what if Nezuko was alive in her human form. In this video, we are going to talk about what if Uroko Daki still had trained Nezuko and Tanjiro without the Gi's permission, and Gyu would have asked to the Uroko Daki for training them. What could have had happened? In this video, we are going to talk about this. The first thing that will happen is Uroko Daki will have trained both Tanjiro and Nezuko. In this, as we talk about that, Uroko Daki had to only train Tanjiro, but this time he had to train Nezuko as well. As you can see that Nezuko was in human form and she cannot be useless after happening so much things before her eye. So this time Uroko Daki would have had to train both of them, and both of them would have been trained by him. And I think that Nezuko would have taken some types of tips from Tanjiro for becoming Demon Slayer Corp quickly. So I don't think that they both would not have had been able to get a very quick outside of this whole training, and I think that both would become some fine type of Demon Slayer Corp. And the next thing that will happen is Nezuko with her Nichirin sword. As far as we know that Nezuko is a quite powerful person, as we had seen in her demon form, we cannot forget that she is also powerful when she has her sword. If we talk about that, I think that with her Nichirin sword, I think she would have been so much stronger that she might be at least a lot much of a competition to Tanjiro during her different types of power levels. So if we talk about it, Nezuko would have become a fine Demon Slayer Corp, and she would have been maybe like a rival to Tanjiro, because they both were comparatively quite closer according to their power levels, and that is why I think that Nezuko would have become, because of his Tanjiro's brothers tips that he had gotten. And the next thing that will happen is the death of the former lower moon. If we talk about that, he also died quite earlier, but if you talk about that, he would die a lot much earlier, like not the before. If I talk about it, Tanjiro was alone able to handle him, so this time having Nezuko with him, there is nothing for Tanjiro to be feared. Tanjiro would have had easily beaten this guy, because Tanjiro has so much power that he can only alone defeat him, and having another Demon Slayer Corp so much close to Tanjiro's power, I don't think that this former lower moon could have had even survived, because he does not look like in a good shape when he was seen to us, like he was literally yeeted out of the whole 12 Kizukis, and also this demon was not even able to defeat alone Tanjiro. And the next thing that will happen is there will be a Hashida meeting. If we talk about it, Hashida meeting, why would have it happened? If I talk about it, then there might have been a fight between Nezuko and Tanjiro versus Rui, and after that Shinobu would have caught that only one of them was officially sent to this mission, whereas Nezuko was not sent to this mission, but still she was with that, and Gyu would have tried protecting her. I don't think this time Gyu would have put his life on the line, but yes, that would have been a greater thing for Gyu. And if I talk about this, there might have been a meeting and all of the Hashiras would have agreed, like literally letting two Demon Slayer Corps do one mission is not such a bad idea. So with this, the next thing that will happen is Nezuko learning the Hinokami Kagura. As far as we know that during that Rui's battle, Nezuko was able to use that blood demon art of her burning blood. This time she might have had also learned that Hinokami Kagura of the Tanjiro and his father. Because this time Nezuko was a human, she could have also forced herself a lot much more Still, she would not have been a great help, but still, she would have had awakened her own Hinokami Kagura that would have helped Tanjiro a lot. But still, there would have been a defeat for both of them, and Gyu had to come to save them. But still, unlocking this Hinokami Kagura is quite a great achievement as we talk about that, because Tanjiro was able to compete with Rui with only one of his Hinokami Kagura. Having Nezuko with this, she would have also powered up. And the next thing that will happen is Akaza would have died in that whole Mugen Train Arc district. If you talk about me, this would have had happened. Because if you talk about why was Akaza been able to defeat Rengoku or been able to escape from the sunlight, the reason was that Rengoku was alone handling Akaza. If we talk about it, even in the last time, I don't think that Rengoku would have survived. But yes, Akaza would have been dead by the sunlight. Because if you talk about me, Nezuko might have had used her Hinokami Kagura on that Enmu, and Tanjiro would not have to suffer anymore. So this time, having also Nezuko's back, Zenitsu might have had also gotten a little bit of much more serious, and also having Tanjiro and other Hinokami Kagura attack, Akaza would have died in the sunlight. And the next thing that will happen is both the rage mode for brother and sister. If you talk about me, Tanjiro had to awaken his whole powerful mode for defeating that Daki named villain. But if you talk about me, I think that he is quite much more powerful than Nezuko in her whole demon form. Because she could have might been able to control her blood during her head cut off. But still they had the Nichirin sword with him, so he could cut Nezuko's whole body without any problem in this rage mode. So I think that after they both of them awaken their rage mode, they might have had been able to defeat Daki a lot. As you know that Daki was not even able to handle one of them, and Daki's head was not cut off from before because there was Nezuko in her demon form. And the next thing that will happen is Daki's head and Gyutaru's head would have died a lot ago. If you talk about me, Daki and Gyutaro would have been anyhow able to handle both of them. And if you talk about me, these Daki and Gyutaro were quite a lot much more potential, and they had a lot much more luck in this that they were able to get Tanjiro and Nezuko in their normal form. If you talk about me, if even Nezuko was not stopped by Tanjiro and Tanjiro's Demon Slayer mark would not have been stopped, I don't think that these two brother and sister would have survived. Like literally, Tanjiro would have become a greatest threat for him, and having Nezuko with him, there would have been no chance for both of them. And I think that if Tanjiro was able to defeat these 12 Kizuki, I think that this would be done alone by him. So the next point we have is Tanjiro and Nezuko, both of them becoming a Hashira. If you talk about me, becoming a Hashira needs only just some sorts of special skills or some sorts of becoming a Hashira, like killing at least 12 Kizuki would even why. So if you talk about me, Tanjiro did not become Hashira in the season 2 because he was not able to defeat Gyutaro alone. He was able to defeat Gyutaro with the force of Uzui. But this time they both were known as only one Demon Slayer Corps. They were fighting together, so they both might have had become one of the strongest Hashiras, because I think that killing a 12 Kizuki is enough for becoming a Hashira. And now this time they have had defeated an upper moon, and having Uzui seen them, I think that Uzui also recommend the master to become Hashira. So I think that this is the last one of this video, and that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, share and subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends so that your friends can also know that what if Nezuko was still alive as a demon. And that is it for today's video. Thanks for watching.